Hello everyone, welcome to my tutorial. So in this video, I am going to discuss about null auxiliaries. So first, what does auxiliary mean? So auxiliary are verbs that are used with other verbs to make meaningful sentences. They are also called helping verbs. Here are some examples. Be will, do, may, can, has, have, and etc. So these tests apply to a portion of a sentence, and the results provide evidence about the constituent structure of the sentence. Many constituents are phrases. A phrase is a sequence of one or more words, in some theories two or more, built around a head lexical item and working as a unit within a sentence. A word sequence is shown to be a phrase or constituent if it exhibits one or more of the behaviors discussed below. So the analysis of constituent structure is associated mainly with phrase structure grammars, although dependency grammars also allow sentence structure to be broken down into constituent parts. So in this diagram, the head T position of TP or tense phrase in a structure in this diagram is filled by the ellipse auxiliary could. Although an ellipsed item loses its phonetic features, it retains its grammatical and semantic features, so that could in this diagram is a silent counterpart of could. The null T analysis in this diagram provides a principled account of three observations. Firstly, the bracketed clause is interpreted as an elliptical form of "she could have helped him." This can be straightforwardly accounted for under the analysis in this diagram, since T contains a null counterpart of could. Secondly, the subject is in the nominative case form "she." This can be attributed to the fact that the T position in this diagram is filled by a silent counterpart of the finite auxiliary could, which, like other finite auxiliaries, requires a nominative subject. Thirdly, the perfect auxiliary have is in the infinitive form. This is because could, being a null copy of could, has the same selectional properties as could. And so, like could selects a complement headed by an item like have in the infinitive form. A further argument in support of the nullity analysis in the diagram before comes from facts relating to criticization, or a process by which one word attaches itself in a leech-like fashion to another. The perfect auxiliary have has a range of variant forms in the spoken language. So have criticization. Have can incliticize onto a word W ending in a vowel or diphthong, provided that first W is C commands have and W is immediately adjacent to have. So W is immediately adjacent to have if there is no constituent intervening between the two. No constituent which C commands have and which is in turn C commanded by W. A descriptive detail which we set aside here is that it applies specifically to incliticization of have. Incliticization of the S variant, of has, and of other contracted auxiliary forms is subject to far less restrictive conditions on its use, but this will not be pursued here. So in this diagram, the pronoun "they" ends in a diphthong, and so is the kind of pronoun that have can criticize onto. The C command condition is met in that they C commands have, and the adjacency condition is also met in that there is no constituent intervening between they and have. Since both its structural conditions are met, correctly predicts that have can increticize unto they, so deriving they've left. The kind of criticization involved here is essentially phonological rather than syntactic, so that they and have remain separate words in the syntax, but are fused together in the PF component, the component responsible for determining phonetic form. So once the structure generated, formed by the syntax has been handed over to the PF component for morphological and phonological processing. So now I am going to leave an exercise for you to answer. So draw three diagrams to represent the structure of the following sentences, presenting arguments in support of your analysis and commenting on any null constituents they contain and the reasons for positing them. In addition, say how each of the noun or pronoun expressions is case marked. So here is the sentence exercise. Students enjoy the classes.